What's up, everyone? Wonderful morning. Sunday morning stream. Some people are still asleep. I got my coffee. Thanks, Shirley, but I'm not searching for a job right now. Right, we're gonna continue drawing our Street Fighter themed picture. We're gonna hit record because I'm doing these fast forward videos as always. Hey, Wei, thank you. That's actually a nice thing to say. Or was that directed to Ken? We're gonna do now that we are adding some more blacks. How's everyone? How's your weekends going? Do you also start your weekends always with coffee? Just arranging everything. Okay, so what we did now with this layer 72 down there, we made it dependent on layer 59. So that means that when we're painting, we only paint where actually a red color has been added. So for example, I'm now starting to put here color in. I'm only painting where the red color is. Here I can't paint, nothing happens. But here on the red, there it happens. So it's actually completely worthwhile to work cleanly, you know. Have your layers in order, respect your outlines. And you'll be happy with the result. So this part is actually dark. Have a stretch. Stretch that starts here and goes all the way down, like so. Do I have complete black color? Yeah, I do. The underneath is wrinkling here. Even a piece of fabric is going a little wrinkle into that shadow. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit. And then on the other side, we have black here. This whole piece, because it's like it's facing away from the light source, right? We have this arrow on the top here is describing where the light source is coming from. So we have actually highlights on the parts which are directly hit by the light, and it goes darker to the surfaces which are facing away from the light. Shadow down there. You have the seam of the pants, which you see now and then. Can actually make this because this is the part of the suit which is still the jacket, but the lower part of the jacket is under the knot, right? It should cover some pieces and therefore cast a shadow on top of them. So that's why we make that dark here. You can go a little like here. Make this crease stronger. To come. It has to go in line with this. Like so. Okay, good, I like that. And then let's give some more color also to the knee part. I think I never had that in my stream, somebody just coming in and I maybe said one sentence and somebody saying love you. Throws me kinda off. Well, again, I forgot to connect Instagram. I should do that next time. Make it more like less round. So maybe I already made some thoughts about the background. I feel like I'll go for like a gym, you know, like maybe a boxing ring blurred in the background and a box sack. Because the way there's no special highlight. It's like I can't make like for example, a sunset or something, because then I would have to change all how the light is going on his body. Sunset is maybe orange, rather orange light. So I would have to change the color of his suit and not everything. So yeah, that's the point. I can't switch or do crazy stuff on the background because it has an effect on the foreground then. I can put in some more blacks. I'll do that in a sec. Like around his jaw and everything. It's a little bit looking too flat in my opinion. This one should be also a little bit bigger crease. Because on the other side, in the back, it's stretching. That means in the front, his jacket is creasing. And that creates wrinkles. Wrinkles in the fabric, right? Here under his, yeah, actually is under his arm. This would throw some wrinkles too, excuse me. This I'm gonna turn black. There's no light coming in. It's so convenient with the layers how I do it. I don't have to be scared to paint on the skin color. See, I'm not scared about the hair. I'm making this black to increase a little bit the contrast. Change this one a little bit. So we have here maybe a second wrinkle, bring in more complexity. There's one thing bothering me. I think I put this too far around. It looks a little weird there. Here to these. So TikTok is telling me that I should encourage the viewers to share this and invite more friends. So if you want to, feel encouraged. This is also on the other side, how it goes into the suit. So I'm gonna make that black. And we need a transition to that area. That's fine. And we can go in and put in some highlights. Go into a little bit more orangey color. Let's see how this looks. I want to know. Like here we have this area should be hit by light for sure. It's even two. This part. We need a nice swing. What else can we give here? Can we save this one also? Looks a little bit tilted upside, right? We can make these areas. Since these wrinkles are facing up, they could be hit by light. Here, this shoulder, hit by light. Even this corner, yeah. This piece. Now I can. Let me try use the same color but fade it out a little bit and use. What are we using? This one maybe. I'm just gonna fade it out a little bit. Let's go back to the hard round. Put some more. Wrinkle, which is facing up there. It's cool stuff. I really like what it looks. It's a good start into the weekend. The drawings are working out right now. Put something on top of here. Because I want a little bit of three-dimensionality, although this is a black belt. When it's black, it doesn't mean you can't even see the corners anymore, so at least you should see it a little bit. Right? That's what I'm doing right now. We can do even more highlights, like on layers which is on top of the outline. one thing I wanted to add, because this here actually, it's not the pants. This is actually the backside of his jacket, although the lowest corner. That's why it's so black here. Even could put like on top of that a little red. This color of red. So. Okay. All right. So let's go into a little bit more black on the skin color. Give it a little bit more form. For example, inside his ear. I think this should be black. This part. So deep. So you can see one turn of the ear still. Like so. Okay, that's good. And then the cheekbone might throw some shadows. I'm just curious how am I gonna do it. It's good. Just giving it a little bit more texture, right? And then this piece under his neck. Tail. Good. So what's the next thing we're gonna do? We didn't go in full steam ahead for the highlights yet, but I'm gonna make the actual outlines thicker. That's an important thing to do. The lines inside cannot be thicker than the important outlines. I have 8% of smoothing, so it softens a little bit the arches I'm drawing. That helps me to make these lines appear smooth. Okay. So good. And this line, of course, has to also be thicker. And another reason why this line has to be thicker is because it's in front of his biceps, right? So to make the viewer understand that this is perspectively in front of the other thing, you make the outline thicker. So what I'm paying attention now is that this line of the biceps is not thicker than the one of the forearm. Okay, I already like the thickness of the hand. You can already see here a little bit where the brown is going over the places where it's supposed to be. Okay, back to black. Then here again, his face. His face is important. We give it a thick outline because through the contrast, through the strong contrast, it's guiding the eye of the viewer. Paired with the outlines of the hair, which marks the very farthest corner, it gives a clear picture of what the viewer has to pay attention on. Always turning with the R command to actually make the curves fitting to the anatomy of my wrist. Because like this, a curve like this is easier than a curve like this. Because of your anatomy. So the same way you would turn a paper on the table, the same way you can turn this picture here. So which piece, excuse me, which piece of the picture is actually the closest one to the camera? It's his leg. So that actually has to have the thickest outline. Like, it can be a stylistic tool. Like, of course, you're learning proportions and how big a hand has to be compared to a face and something, but that's the things you're learning. They're only relating to that fact that that person you draw is like every part of that person has the same distance from the camera, from the observer. When you are actually getting closer, and I don't know, a person is reaching, look, perspectively, look. Normally, my hand is as big as my face, right? When I'm reaching to the camera, I don't know, my hand is like 2 or 3 times as big. So you can use that as a stylistic tool to really create that effect, like somebody is almost having the kick into your face. So somebody is grabbing you, you know? So you can play always with intention and make these things appear bigger. Normally his foot wouldn't be as big if it wouldn't be so close. So here, take outline. The outline for his leg. So it goes down along his like upper body, right? There's some things which I'm not a big fan of. Oh yeah, okay, so that's first part. I want to erase these little black spots. And what about this one? Where's that one coming from? Okay, good. So we clean that one up. Let's go back to the thick outline. Hey, user 9861560155408. Thanks for the halo emoji. How do you want me to call you? And please don't make it more complicated than it already is with such a long name. Okay. So where else do we have to go in? This part has to have a thick outline. This part, this pants here, has to have a thick outline. This piece on the other side too. So for all those who just came into my stream, I will zoom out in a moment so you can see what I'm actually drawing. You can already pose guesses if you want. What does that look like? Like with pictures like that, really, the anatomy studies I did come in handy. Was already some sort of hint. The lower arm has to be thick too. And his glove. Here you go. His thumb. And the place where actually his thumb goes into the glove should have a shadow. And his foot, of course, the outline of his foot needs to have a thicker outline. Hey. It's like everybody is just waking up on the Sunday. But even when you're just lurking in my stream, that's cool enough. I mean, there are platforms I'm streaming to where you can earn channel points once I'm an affiliate. I'm still working on that. And I'm already making thoughts of like what these channel points could be used for. Maybe even having an influence on the picture. Telling me what I should add. I don't know. When people want me to add to his foot like a cheesy stink, I could make it like ooh, with a fly. Ah, man. Yeah, so actually people being able to have an influence on the picture. That could be one thing. So his toenail is kind of facing downwards. So I'm gonna give it here a black shadow kind of thingy. This shoulder looks a little bit too thin still. Crease that line a little bit. Already looks pretty cool. I like that. Want to I'm gonna remove the smoothing completely this time because I want to increase a certain feeling. This rugged thing here, the inner side of the collar, you know? But I want to give the impression that this is like the inner side of the suit. So let's give the hair the highlights it deserves. So long live Chaos 8 Twitch scam you. Thanks for the follow. Long live Chaos Esport Twitch online casino sports betting scam fixed match. Hello. Hell doesn't exist. Don't be afraid of death and you will be stronger. Open your tap every evening and never turn it off. Add bleach to the food and throw it in the forest and the sea with plastic. The money will come to you. That sounds a little bit apocalyptic, doesn't it? That's pretty dark actually. I have to admit, it's a good text to get attention, though it's not describing in any way my behavior. The highlights of here. Good. Cool stuff. It already looks pretty neat. So what I actually like doing, no, I don't want to delete it. I want to create an additional layer. Let's go and make some painterly. I'll try with a good one. Painterly highlights. Let's see how that works. For example, this one here. To be able to see it better, because I'm painting bright gray on a bright gray background. I'm going to turn this a little bit into blue, okay? Maybe even a darker one. We'll change that later. But here, that way you can see a little bit. What I mean, what am I doing? Putting on some highlights here and there. Maybe I could even do this stronger. I could deliberately put the effect here. That the upper part of his hair is even losing his outline because of the light, right? So this point maybe should also get a little bit of the light. It just makes it appear a little bit more painterly. But we have to make it sure that the tips are thin. Let's imagine here this color is actually the top of his suit, his kind of ripped suit. Making these corners look a little bit more painterly. Yeah. I'll make his gloves also. I'm getting like a bright highlight on the top. So what are we doing now? I think I want to add a strong shadow on that side, just below his biceps. But with a normal hard round, the same way we did it before. That. Nice. Okay, we can get rid of the arrows. We know already where the light is coming from. So we can get rid of that. Okay. So now I'm actually... Okay, I'm gonna first save, of course. Save it. I don't want to put too much emphasis on the whole thing. So the boxing bag. I don't want it to steal too much of the attention, so maybe I'm just gonna go with the medium gray. Because of the strong kick, maybe it's swinging a little bit to the side. Morning. Huh? I'm hungry. I can eat. And you? Ready. I like how it looks with the boxing bag. So it's swinging away, and there's actually a really nice brush I have, which is chain. Oops, where did it jump? Okay, Photoshop. See? Bam. There you have it. Already chained. So how am I gonna put like a simple light source on top of that? Maybe I want to keep it loose and abstract. So this one will be, it's like in these animes, right? Like the character itself is very detailed, and all the um, contours and everything is perfectly precise, but the background and stuff is rather like a painting. So maybe I'm gonna try a little bit like that. Where is my favorite? Where's the good one? There's the good one. Okay. So I'm gonna go, the light source is on the top, because in the gym, the light comes from the top. And I'm gonna decrease the opacity. When it swings to the left and the light is coming from the top, then maybe his left side should rather be a little bit lit up. That's what I'm gonna do. So, the chain is not lit up, not yet. Make another layer for the shadow. Go darker. so. Maybe we can even spot some details in there. Then on the other side we have here a bright detail. And as I already told you guys, where the darkest shadow is, it's actually on the corner between the light or the middle tones and the dark tones. That's why I'm putting in a line here now. To give it a little bit of a structure. I'm gonna blur it out anyway. So let's add a little bit. Chains. The upper parts of the chain are getting the highlights. The lower parts are getting the shadow. When I merged it all, could even change color if I like to. Don't think I want to do much here. Just gonna blur that one. Ooh, I have an idea. Save it again. So when we say we're already done with Ken in the front, I'm gonna merge it all together. And then I can create something. It's not the right scope I want to have. That. actually want his leg. That's not what I'm looking for. No. I think the task was that I had to select it. This is the part that's moving much, right? So that is the part that we are going to blur. Add what we cut out. This. There. This is it. Doesn't that look cool? Not much, just a little blur. So we have a little blur. Why is this background already moved a little bit there? I don't have enough space. Well, that's not good. So let's increase our picture a little bit because I want to do something specific. I'm still sticking to that blue, but it doesn't have to be there all the time. Around, full opacity, and big. So let's put all this here. So now I'm going to draw a horizontal line, a horizon line. We're going to draw some auxiliary lines. I actually like when the ring is kind of looking orange. The reddish orange. Let's say the fleeing points are like there in the horizon line, yeah? I hope that works. So, what we want to do regarding the composition. Make some helping lines. It's not so easy here. That might be the bottom of the ring, huh? So, okay. So, what if you're putting both a little bit lower? That's not good. A bit better like this. So you can see actually the tip of the ring. I'm gonna push it to the background. This one actually has to be darker, right? Okay. Again, we're gonna use the painterly brush. If you want it a little bit thinner, it's not so easy. Be here, I have to kind of guess. Basically, what we're doing is drawing a box. Drawing a box. That's too thick. We need it thinner. That works. Let's use the same thickness on that side. The rest we don't see. 1, 2. I'm keeping it quite simple here. Thing is, mine has to get thicker just a bit, and then this goes into here. Okay, good. I don't think I need the helping lines here anymore. And I actually can also go back to the size. Question only now is, what is the size? 6.5. Okay. Let me open Fighting Stance 3. So here the picture is rather 2736. 2736. Yeah, that would have been easy. I could just do 736 because it was cubic before. Look. Now we see it's 100% working out, so I'm gonna put it down here. These are the challenges that occur then. Now we need to find the right angle for that. Same thing here. That was not right. That looks good. Looks good as well. Okay. Good enough. Right? Quite orange ring. I like how it looks. Combine both already. So clear that out. And then and layer on top, make it dependent. And we're gonna make one side rather dark. Let's try it like this. Just basically. This one's kind of facing away, right? And the other side will be the one being a little brighter. I think before I put in the highlights, I'm gonna change a little bit. Like these sticks have to be thicker than the ropes. And they are kind of going up a little bit and rounding. Two. Then we make your little corners sticking out. Give it a little bit more of a complex form, right? Okay, good. The light hits. Some highlights. Too. I'm gonna blur this out anyway. 'Cause it's gonna be pushed into the background because it's all about Ken here. Go a little bit darker on some points. Maybe darker and cooler. Let's do it. Yeah, not violet, but blue. Some sort of gray. So, carving out the shapes. That. Already getting more shape, right? The shadow that we're drawing in. Good, and then create another one on top of that one. So what floor do we have here? That is the next question. Yes. Oh, is everything done? Yeah, okay. It's breakfast time. So we're gonna wrap up the stream on this at this point. Not a fan of a brown floor. You'll have to make more thoughts about that. And I want to blur that anyway. So let's see. No, that's fine. All right. So far, so good. Thanks for joining me this morning. I will definitely continue drawing. Maybe later I'll be online again. So have a wonderful Sunday until then, and I'll have a breakfast now.